Hi, Nandini.
Hi, Payal. Good to see you.
Same here, same here. Nandini, Kashmir Files. We both watched it together. We went for that premiere show. Tell me, क्या फीलिंग आई जब मूवी शुरू होने से पहले और जब मूवी चल रही थी एंड मूवी खत्म हो रही थी? What feelings were there?
I was looking forward to this movie because Vivek Agnihotri has been, we're all aware that it was in the process of being made and being filmed and so on and so forth. And it was well anticipated. So I was looking forward to it. But
Yeah,
I didn't expect it to be like this. I mean, I expected it to be a good movie, but this was, I think he hit it out of the park, so to speak. It shook you to the core. The
yeah,
story was yours. It was a story you were waiting to hear for so many decades. You've been waiting for the story. It was that moment that it was there before you. And I just loved the power of the film was so much that it began with no disclaimers. It didn't say,
yeah.
oh,
That's what I noticed. Yeah.
yes, that
Mm.
any resemblance to anybody dead or alive is just no, it wasn't that. It was they took ownership completely for it. I mean, those hours of interviews, those videos, that research, and they put it out there for us to see. And I
Mm.
think, in fact, I think that movie shouldn't have had an intermission. It was, it broke the that spell for
Yeah,
a moment. It should have been non-stop, but
yeah,
it was excellent. And this is, I must say, that this movie has been a big step forward, even in cinematography, in production, the background score, the whole, the way it was just put out for you. Kashmir came quite alive through it. I found his previous movie, Tashkent Files, very theatrical. And this one, I think he's just upped his game, and it was excellent. I found it was lacking in nothing. You couldn't find fault.
yeah. मेरे को तो वो पल्लवी जोशी का सीन where she sings and that देखेंगे, that expression in her, on her face, her eyes, वो ऐसे लगता
Yeah.
है as if, she was really that character who
Yes, they
had a
were
lot of
all.
malice. Yeah, that the person who had malice and who had no feeling of nationalism, who had hatred. The way her makeup was done and the way she sang that song and the way she tried to mislead the students and oof, it was like, I
Yeah.
don't think so I can ever forget this movie. And it'll take
Yes.
me guts to go and watch it again, but I'm going to, I want
I'm
to
going to see
contribute
a
to,
lot of
yeah, I want to
many more
contribute to the
times with
ticket
other
thing.
people.
Yeah, ticket. Though
Yes.
I've bought lots of tickets and given it to my friends and to two,
Good.
three of us, my staff also कि जाके देख के आओ. Because
Right.
मुझे
Right.
मुझे लगता है कहीं ना कहीं ये जो where people keep talking like they keep ना voting because some things are free.
Yes.
एक उनके अंदर ये जगाना बहुत जरूरी है कि फ्री के क्या क्या मतलब क्या उसके repercussions होंगे वो भी देख लो. If you
Yes.
want
Yes.
free of everything and where your religion is going, where your identity is going, that is it.
True.
So you
I didn't
tell me,
expect such a reaction. I didn't expect such a reaction to this movie. It's just, I mean, I've been taken aback by that. The WhatsApp groups, Facebook posts, phone calls between family, friends, देखा, देखने जा रहे हो, जरूर देखो, I mean, it's like, that's all we've been talking about for the past week. It's
and
overtaken our lives in a way.
yeah,
It's
yeah, and
wonderful.
the two people I know who are from America, and three, two are from America and one is from Canada. On Clubhouse, I've met them. I don't know, they
Mm-hmm.
haven't, उनकी कोई ID नहीं है, उस पे कुछ face नहीं है, DP नहीं है, कुछ नहीं है. So they
Mm-hmm.
told me, ma'am, that can you post it for us on Twitter because you've got more followers than them. Though I don't have large number of followers, but still more followers है. कि
Mm-hmm.
मैं 200 tickets देने को तैयार हूँ तो to DM him on Twitter.
Mm-hmm.
So this is the kind of response this movie's got. This is the kind of reaction the movie's got, and
That's right.
I think I feel कहीं ना कहीं एक revolution लाएगा ये. अच्छा नंदिनी, टेल मी, आपको लगता है कि ये मूवी बनकर बस लोग देखेंगे, थोड़ी देर रिएक्ट करेंगे, गुस्सा होंगे? यू थिंक द the whole thing, what happened with the Kashmiri Hindus, Kashmiri Pandits, it'll go to Supreme Court?
I think this is going to be much more than just a movie. I hope it's much more. And I just don't want to sit and say that I hope it's more. I want to do something about it. I want to be a part
Yeah,
of this
part of
whole
it.
thing of moving it, pushing it. I don't think we have the luxury anymore of letting this moment pass. I think the moment has come and we must grab it with both hands and we have to push it. So I don't think anybody should let anybody forget it for a moment and take advantage of this this sentiment which has sort of erupted. You know, it's like almost like something that was bubbling, gurgling for so long, and the movie is a catharsis which has found so many people are. There's something about it that has done to people. I think we were ready for it, or this moment had to come, and it's come. And I think that we should not let it pass. And I don't think it'll go away so easily. So, you know, the people who can move it and the support they need from us, from people like us, I think there are many who would be happy to give it, willing to give it, and take it forward much more than that. Like somebody said, it should not just be a film, it should be a movement.
Movement, yeah. अब मेरा next question आपसे यही था कि जो आपने अभी बोला that people were ready also, sort of ready. So मुझे ये पूछना था कि you really think people were ready for this kind of you know, shock, this kind of, you know, awakening?
Yes, I think so. I think we've spoken about it for too long. And this whole thing, there are two things. One is, of course, social media that's made us all so much aware and introduced us to people who we would have not normally met and opened our eyes, opened our thought process to so many different things. Whether you are from either side of the spectrum, I mean, we've opened ourselves up so much more to information and everything else. I mean, the amount of history I've learned on Twitter is unbelievable. You know, I mean, which I considered myself a well-read person, but I still am taken aback with what all
kind of knowledge, yeah, and especially related to Hindu dharma. I feel Twitter has played a very good positive role. Even
yes,
जो आप माला जपते हो उसका भी कोई मीनिंग है.
Yes. Sorry?
जो हम लोग माला जपते हैं विदाउट नो कि एक एक मोती का क्या मतलब है और जो सबसे ऊपर मोती होता है माला का उसका क्या मतलब है, ये भी मुझे ट्विटर से ज्ञान प्राप्त हुआ.
बिल्कुल, absolutely, very true. So these little things and the bigger things and the unimportant things and the important things, it's a whole world which has opened up thanks to social media.
Yeah. And it's सबको पास भी ले आया है ये. Without knowing each other, we've all become very attached to each other and
yes,
you know, we care. Like ऐसी feeling आती that that we all care for each other. You know.
True. Me, I don't know about. I can't speak for everybody, but I would say among the people I know, COVID and all this has helped us. We've stayed home. We've had more time. There's been more interaction, social interaction without meeting. A lot more, instead of sending a message, people actually calling. There has been a certain introspection about our way of life, about who we are, what we are. And this has happened in a very organic manner that we are ready for it now. It's like, I think so much has happened, you know, in this whole 2 years about how we coped with COVID, what was done, who were the people who worked against a country trying to grapple with an emergency situation. It made you do a lot of thinking. And it all these rivers have all come together, I think, to make this ocean now, where we are saying, okay, I'm ready, you know, count me in.
Yeah.
I think that has happened.
Yeah. हाँ, क्योंकि ये इस मूवी में ये तो साफ दिख रहा है कि एक यू नो एक ऐसा मैसेज है कि चुप रहना is not a solution. And they have also shown this a very nice thing which message has come across, which a lot of my you know friends from different religion have told me, that उन्होंने ये बताया कि इतना कुछ होने के बाद भी कश्मीरी मुस्लिम्स वायलेंट नहीं हुए, उन्होंने बंदूक नहीं उठाई.
नहीं, कश्मीरी पंडित्स.
सॉरी, आई एम सो सॉरी, कश्मीरी पंडित्स ने
Yes,
इतना
yes,
कुछ होने के बाद भी बंदूक नहीं उठाई और ना पत्थर फेंके, एंड दे डिडंट गेट वायलेंट, एंड बस अपने
yes,
अपने पास रखा, और दे डिडंट इवन कर्स द गवर्नमेंट, दे डिडंट इवन कर्स इंडिया,
right.
यू
Yes.
नो.
So it just shows, that there is a whole culture of improving your life, education, knowledge, and the fact that you want to move forward, but it shouldn't be taken for granted. This whole thing, which I always keep saying, that we take it for granted in our lives to move on. And maybe that is why, people can kick us around, because we just, pull up our socks and move on. I think the time has now come to say, no moving on. Let's sort this out. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Let's bring it out into the open. It can't be that one person is always brushing the carpet and the other person is always kicking up the dust. It can't be like that, So I think we have reached that point where
point of no return. Point of no return.
Yes. No more.
Actually, no. And अब आपने देखा कांग्रेस का रिएक्शन, एक तरफ राहुल गांधी कह रहा है कि मैं पंडित हूँ, मैं कश्मीरी पंडित हूँ, मैं कश्मीरी पंडितों का, हिंदू तो बोलते ही नहीं है लोग, उनको हमेशा हिंदूज में आइडेंटिटी अलग अलग दे देते हैं, हिंदू कश्मीरी पंडित का पेन समझ सकता हूँ. एक तरफ ही इज पासिंग दिस स्टेटमेंट, एंड दूसरी तरफ इन्हीं के जो सोशल मीडिया के हेड्स हैं डिफरेंट डिफरेंट स्टेट्स के, वो दे आर राइटिंग सच filthy stuff about Kashmir Files. So, what do they want? What does this Gandhi?
I don't know what they want, but I know what we want. I don't know what they want, because they have shown themselves to be confused and bumbling, and and having committed so many crimes in the past 30, so many decades. That is, now we don't want to know what they want. Now we must say, investigate, prosecute. That's it.
Yeah.
I'm not interested in what Rahul says today and what he says tomorrow and what one piddly, Kerala Congress is saying, and not interested.
Put moment for you.
Sorry?
Put moment for you. Put. Chal put. That's Nandini. Chal put. Put यहाँ से. That's Nandini.
अभी हमारे ऊपर है.
वो और जो इस मूवी का गाना है वो हमें गाना चाहिए, हम भी देखेंगे. कैसे जस्टिस नहीं, कैसे जस्टिस नहीं मिलती, हम भी देखेंगे. ये हमको
गाना बनाना चाहिए. We must not always borrow songs. We must have our own anthem.
चलो डन. मैं एक बनाऊंगी कुछ. ठीक है, बस नंदिनी हो गया, डिसाइड हो गया. हारमोनियम के लिए किसी को एक और को ले आएंगे.
बिल्कुल,
बस हो गया.
नहीं बोरो गाने आपके, हमारा अपना गाना होगा.
I know, ये करके. Thank you so much, Nandini. This movie has, I'm talking to you, I've got goosebumps. I just lie down and I think of, any scene of that movie. समझ नहीं आता कौन से सीन को मैं बोलूं वो बेस्ट था, कौन एक्टर बेस्ट था इसमें, किसका परफॉर्मेंस इससे अच्छा था उससे. बट या, आई विल से फॉर अनुपम खेर जी, he surpassed, I think, Hollywood, Bollywood,
all of them.
Yeah, even but that pain.
Actor Darshan. He also. I saw him in that movie where he played an ISI officer, and he had this really cold demeanor which he played very well. And then I saw him in this where he has such a vulnerable, a sort of a role where he's grappling with reality and what is fiction. And he reminded me so much of young people who say, हमें बताओ तो सही क्या हुआ. I mean,
बहुत गलेबल लग रहा था कि इधर मोड़ा इधर चले गए, उधर मोड़ा उधर चले गए. But this movie, a lot of my friends are taking their kids for this movie, and मैं उनको बोलती रहती हूँ बच्चों को दिखाओगे. They said हम यही तो गलती करते हैं, हम बच्चों को बोलते हैं अपना फोर्स नहीं करते उनको पूजा करने के लिए, उन पे इम्पोज कुछ नहीं करते, हम सब चीजें छोड़ देते हैं कि विद टाइम. कहता है नहीं, पर अब वो टाइम आप लेट हिम चूज. आई डोंट वांट टू फोर्स माय आइडियोलॉजी ऑन द. आई थिंक अब हाई टाइम, अब ये हमें अंदर तक बच्चों को छोटे होते ही से जगाना पड़ेगा. चलो, थैंक यू सो मच नंदिनी फॉर टेकिंग आउट टाइम. Thank you. Yes, we have to go for coffee.
Okay. Yes, we will.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.